If you cook regularly, you quickly realize how annoying it can be to stop what you are doing, just to twist a manual pepper mill over and over, especially when one hand is already busy, or when you need a consistent grind in a short amount of time. That is exactly where an electric pepper mill becomes useful, because it lets you season your food with one hand, while keeping full control over the texture and the quantity. And in this top 3, I tested electric pepper mills in real kitchen conditions to see which ones are actually practical, reliable, and worth using every day. In the third, I tested the Gravity electric salt and pepper grinder set because I wanted to see if an entry-level automatic grinder could actually be practical for everyday cooking and not just look good on the table. And the first thing I noticed is how convenient the Gravity activation is, because you simply tilt the grinder and it starts working instantly, which makes seasoning food with one hand very easy, especially when you are cooking and need the other hand free. And the adjustable coarseness dial on top allowed me to switch between fine and coarse grinding without any difficulty, which made it suitable for different recipes from salads to grilled meat. And I also appreciated the built-in blue LED light, because it clearly shows where the seasoning is landing, which is surprisingly useful in low-light kitchens, or when seasoning food directly in a pan. And the transparent body made it easy to see how much salt or pepper was left, while the larger capacity meant I did not need to refill it constantly. And during my tests, the grinding felt consistent, and the ceramic mechanism handled peppercorns and coarse salt without jamming. Now when it comes to drawbacks, the first limitation I noticed is that the grinder runs on batteries, which means you have to replace them regularly if you use it often, and there is no rechargeable option, which would have been more convenient. And although the grinding is smooth, it is not extremely powerful. So very hard. Peppercorns or large crystals require a bit more time compared to higher-end models. And the blue LED light, while useful, can feel slightly gimmicky for some people and cannot be turned off. And the acrylic body does not feel as premium or durable as stainless steel grinders, which means you need to handle it with a bit of care. My conclusion after testing this grinder set is that it offers excellent ease of use, one-hand operation, adjustable grinding, and good capacity at a very affordable price, which makes it a great choice for everyday home cooking. Although the battery dependency and the more basic build quality remind you that it is a budget option. So if you want something simple, practical, and good value for money, this set fully deserves its place in third position. Secondly, I tested this electric salt and pepper grinder set from Aoyan because I wanted to see if a slightly more premium automatic grinder could offer better control and reliability for everyday cooking. And right from the start, I liked the one-button operation because it gives you more control than gravity-based models, since you decide exactly when grinding starts and stops, which is useful when seasoning delicate dishes. And the 5 levels of adjustable coarseness made a noticeable difference because I could switch from a very fine grind for soups and eggs to a much coarser texture for steaks and roasted vegetables without any struggle. And the grinding itself felt fast and consistent, thanks to the ceramic blades which handled peppercorns and coarse salt evenly without jamming during my tests. And the built-in bright LED light was helpful for seeing exactly how much seasoning was landing on the food, especially in low-light conditions. And the transparent container made it easy to monitor spice levels, while the larger capacity reduced how often I had to refill it. Now when it comes to drawbacks, the biggest downside I noticed is that this grinder requires 4 AAA batteries, which are not included and need to be replaced fairly often if you cook daily, which can become annoying over time. And while the grinding power is good, it is still not as strong as higher-end rechargeable models. So very hard spices can take a bit longer to process. And the plastic and acrylic construction feels decent, but not truly premium, which means it does not have the same solid feel as stainless steel grinders. And the LED light cannot be turned off, which might bother some users who prefer a more minimal design. My conclusion, after testing this grinder set, is that it delivers solid performance, adjustable precision, and easy one-hand control with a clean, modern look, which makes it a great mid-range option for everyday kitchens. Although the heavy battery usage and the more basic materials remind you that it is not a high-end product. So if you want a practical and affordable electric grinder with good consistency, this one clearly earns its place in second position. And to finish, first of all, I tested this rechargeable electric salt and pepper grinder set from Fartogni because I wanted to see if a USB-powered model could really outperform battery-operated grinders in terms of convenience and long-term value. And from the first use, the one-hand button operation felt smooth and responsive, which made seasoning very precise since you control exactly when the grinding starts and stops without relying on gravity or constant twisting. And the adjustable coarseness dial gave me enough range to switch from fine seasoning for soups and eggs to a much coarser grind for steaks and grilled vegetables, while keeping a consistent texture thanks to the ceramic grinding core, which handled peppercorns, salt crystals, and even dried spices without jamming. And the built-in LED light was genuinely useful for seeing where the seasoning was landing, especially when cooking in the evening. And I really appreciated the Type-C fast charging, because a full charge took about an hour and lasted through many cooking sessions, which completely removed the need for disposable batteries and made the grinder feel more modern and eco-friendly. And the transparent 70 milliliter chamber reduced the need for frequent refills while making it easy to check spice levels at a glance. And the two-color design also helped me clearly separate salt from pepper on the counter. Now when it comes to drawbacks, the first thing I noticed is that while the grinding is consistent, it is slightly slower than some high-powered battery models when dealing with very hard peppercorns or large salt crystals, which means you sometimes need to hold the button a bit longer. And the acrylic body looks clean and modern, but does not feel as heavy or premium as stainless steel grinders. So it requires careful handling to avoid cracks over time. And although the LED light is helpful, it cannot be turned off, which might not appeal to users who prefer a more minimalist design. And finally, while USB charging is convenient, it does mean you need to remember to recharge the grinders, which can interrupt cooking if you forget to plug them in ahead of time. My conclusion, after testing this Fartogni grinder set, is that it delivers excellent everyday convenience with rechargeable power, precise one-hand control, adjustable grind levels, and long battery life, which makes it one of the most practical electric peppermill sets I have used. And despite its slightly slower grinding speed and lighter construction, it clearly stands out for eliminating disposable batteries and offering reliable performance. So for me, it easily earns the first place in this top 3. To wrap up this top 3, if you are looking for the easiest and most comfortable way to season your food every day, switching to an electric peppermill clearly makes a difference. And after testing all 3 models, it really comes down to how much convenience and control you want in your kitchen. Each option has its strengths, whether it is simplicity value or rechargeable freedom, but all of them remove the effort of manual grinding and make cooking smoother and more enjoyable. If you are interested in the product, the link is in the description. But above all, subscribe to not miss the next videos. See you soon.